Hello everyone and welcome back to my Bold and Beautiful 29 YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At Forrester, Ridge tells Brooke what she's saying about Carter doesn't make sense. Brooke insists she was outside the cabin and heard every word. Ridge argues that Carter is pious to him. Brooke says, and now, he has full control of Forrester Creations. Ridge says Carter wouldn't do that to him, she must have knew. Brooke says she didn't. This hurts her too, since her son is involved. Ridge declares that it's insolvable. Brooke says it's not. Is he not hearing her? It's the verity. In the cabin, Hope tells Carter he tried to get Ridge and Steffi to see reason, but they wouldn't hear to him. Now, they've too. Carter muses that when they inked those papers, they put him in charge of Forrester. Carter advised them there would be consequences if they didn't hear. When Ridge saw his name on the paperwork he allowed. They were fractured, but he inked it anyway. Hope recaps that they got them to subscribe, but it doesn't have to go further. This plan is still our secret. In the design office, Ivy exchanges with Will and he asks if she's heard from Electra. He allowed. She'd be back from El Giardino by now. Ivy wonders what's keeping her. She decides she should text her, and will reflections on her being defensive. He says his aunts are like that too. Will muses that he'd also like to cover Electra, and Ivy asks him what he means. Will says LA can be a lot at times. He wants her to know he's someone she can trust. Eventually, it's hard to know who your real musketeers are. At the eatery, Electra can't believe Remy is there in Los Angeles. He says he's making a fresh launch and really wanted to see her too. Remy misses her after she left and kept allowing he'd hear from her. She realizes he knows about her new job. He says perhaps he shouldn't admit it, but he's been keeping tabs on her. Remy tells her she's special and it seems she's doing veritably well now. I'm really happy for you. Electra confirms it's been good. Remy is pleased when she says she hopes he stays. It's nice to see a friendly face. He asks if she's made any new musketeers. She's about to answer when her phone dings. She jumps up and says she has to go. Remy hugs her and tells her she's beautiful. She says, we'll have to hang out sometime. He intones, count on it. In the design office, Ivy tells Will how nice it's to be with Electra in LA. She's girdled by family members who love her and is learning how to trust. Will asks if she's saying Electra didn't always have that. Ivy's just saying it's a good place for her to be. Will asks if commodity bad happened back home that Electra's trying to get down from. He's only asking because he cares. In the cabin, Carter tells Hope this plan could change everything for the better, but when Ridge finds out, he'll blow up. It seems the only way to get the company back on track. Hope says Forrester is in need of new ideas. He could transfigure the company. Look what you've formerly done for me. Carter wants to do so much more. Hope recaps that she feels that she can do anything with him by her side, but he's risking everything, including his entire future at Forrester Creations. In the main office, Brooke tells Ridge that effects have gone too far in the company, and this is what it's come to. Carter and Hope feel disrespected. She recaps that Steffi would end here and Carter came up with great ideas to transfigure the company. Ridge can't believe that just because he didn't get what he wanted that he's come up with this achievement. Brooke says they didn't feel like they had a choice. Ridge says there's always a choice, they could get another job. He's adamant that Carter wouldn't do this. He's like a family to him and wouldn't impale him in the reverse. In the design office, Will tells Ivy he's not trying to pry, he just wants to help Electra. Ivy remarks that she can't stop smiling when she's with him. Will says he wants nothing but the stylish for her, as Electra walks in. He asks if everything was okay after he left. She says she ran into an old friend from back home. Ivy thinks that's sweet. Will asks if he's an old swain. Electra says it's nothing like that. I guess you don't realize how important you miss someone until you see them again. At El Giardino, Remy looks at Electra's print on his phone and says out loud, "You'll surely be seeing me again, Electra." In the cabin, Hope tells Carter he doesn't have to do this for her. Carter tells her that whether they go through with this or not, he'll always have her back. They agree there's nothing they can't negotiate together. Hope gushes that she's no way felt so safe and supported ahead. No man has ever made her feel like this. They make out. After expressing their love, they renew kissing and start undressing. In the main office, Ridge argues with Brooke. Carter's not power empty. She says it's not about that, he wants to fix his and Steffi's opinions. He learns that Hope was wearing lingerie for Carter in the design office, not for Finn. Ridge sighs. Brooke says Carter didn't suppose it was right what happened to Hope, so he defended her. But what he's doing now is wrong. Ridge says, "So your son and Carter, they've decided to take over this company. And I handed him the paperwork." He intones, "I trusted Carter and he betrayed me." Brooke had to say commodity. She says the infighting is making matters worse. Ridge tells Brooke that Carter advised him. He issued a trouble. He doesn't know how he missed it. He saw his name and questioned him. Carter had a look on his face that he allowed. Was hurt, but it was guilt. He did this to me. Carter's trying to take this company down from me. In the cabin, Hope and Carter make love in front of the fire. Remy Price will be a man on a charge. Now that Remy has stalked Electra Forrester to Los Angeles, he has to take the coming way and start erecting a life there. Remy could use a job, rather bone. That'll keep him in Electra's route. It might be too suspicious if Remy went after a Forrester Creations externship, so he may conclude for another path to keeping Electra near. Il Giardino is obviously the go-to eatery for Forrester workers who want to take a little break for a mess. Now that Remy has set up Electra dining there, he may go on this getting a frequent lunch and regale position for her. Remy might decide he'll be suitable to keep a close eye on Electra's relations with the new Joe she's falling for. It's easy to see that Remy wasn't happy about Electra and Will Spencer flirting, so he may hope to sabotage their love soon. Remy will turn on the charm with Deacon Sharp and make an intriguing pitch. Maybe Remy will play up a bunch of Italian fine dining server experience that he may not actually have. Remy seems like the type to lie his way through a job interview and say whatever it takes to get what he wants. Perhaps Remy will indeed have some creative ideas on how to keep the positive instigation going now that business is roaring again. No matter how this plays out, there's a good chance Cleric will hire Remy on the spot. Cleric just mentioned being understaffed and actually seems in over his head, so he may suppose Remy is a lifesaver. Once Remy presumably locks in this Il Giardino job, he'll continue conniving and will inescapably beget issues in Electra's budding relationship. Remy may have a front row seat to Electra and Will's future dates, so that could also give him an occasion to ail them. Remy will hide his minatory side and keep gathering updates on Electra's life, so stick with us for further prognostications on all the shocking news and erupting drama.